answered, when I meditate the supreme attitude, I rest effortlessly on the peak of the true nature of things. Relaxed, I establish myself in a sphere without agitation, in the clarity of the openness of being, in the knowledge of the state of bliss, in the dazzling splendor of non-deliberation, in the serenity facing multiple manifestations, thus established in the nature of mind, without encountering obstacles, the decisive comprehension appears. Effortlessly, clairvoyance performs all tasks. How much happiness to see the fruit not remaining a simple wish. How much pleasure to have given up hopes and fears. The illusions having become ultimate wisdom. How much joy. Jemila, jepado jela soa depso. Jemila, jepado jela soa depso. That's it.
Thank you, Raluka. Wonderful. Okay, next.
I have something short.
Yes,
this is one of the instructions that Milarepa gave his disciples. Strive unceasingly for purification, banish ignorance, and gather merit. Doing so, you will not only see the Dharma-loving gods come to listen, you will even perceive within yourselves the Dharmakaya, holiest and highest of all gods. Seeing that, you will then behold the whole truth of samsara and nirvana, and you will free yourselves from karma. That's it.
Finish it. That's very short.
That was my opening statement, yes.
Okay, great.
I have one even shorter.
Okay.
This will take me just a second to get to it.
Who has the shortest?
When thou hast sought the Buddha and found him not, contemplate the essence of thy own mind. Faith is like the mist of autumn, so when it vanishes, pray for steadfastness. That's a, let's see, there we are on back. So I really liked that part. It's just, it's like the last four lines of a stanza. I couldn't find the link. I thought that we were supposed to have a link or something to the, but I've been deluged with emails from different places, and I'm like sorting through them. Plus, I'm doing the Choking Ningba retreat thing or seminar. But anyway, I liked it because I have seen often in Tibetan teachings and Sohas that not soda, it's not a soda. I forget the name of like the poem. It's like 4-letter name for poems in what is it? Doas. Yes, not soda. Flip it. Anyway, I really like that there are these kind of pithy little bits of humor in there, like little slaps in the face, to look for when you look for the Buddha and found him not, look for that on.
So you finish the song, right?
I what?
Do you finish?
No, that's it. I just those that.
Okay,
just
thank
that,
you.
Just
thank
that.
you.
Yes.
Yeah. Next.
So that,
next.
but that's why I chose it. It was like,
yes.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next.
Thank you.
Next, who is going to do?
Khenpo, you do one.
Oh, I do one. I already chanted first. I did first one. Are you there?
Yeah, that was a chant. I want you to do a doha.
Okay, so next I think Kat, do you have any?
I have one.
Oh, please, girl.
Okay, yeah. This is when he is in the form of Lama Jetsun in a stupa. And he
Okay.
talks about this celestial place. Seeking to realize one's aim through, sorry. This stupa is in the custody of dakinis, keepers of wisdom, being in the realm of the enlightened ones, past, present, and future. It is the celestial mansion for awakened dakas and dakinis, and is the meditation cell of your Lama Jetsun. There is in the east a Buddha realm, where a mandala of dakinis is gathered. In this supremely joyful realm dwell the glorious Chakrasabhara, Avalokitesvara, and Tara. In this absolutely peaceful realm awaits the multitude of dakinis to welcome the stupa. If you make invocations from the recesses of your heart, then do so with spontaneous tears of joy. This object of veneration is so wonderful. Shower it with wisdom, sprinkle it with water of enlightened attitude, and let your excellent and unwavering faith be your protection. If you wish to receive initiation into the non-dual illumination, place your head directly beneath the stupa. Thank you.
Thank you, girl. Okay, so next then, Sally, do you have?
So this is when Milarepa wanted to leave his guru, and
Okay.
he was longing for Tsa and going back to see his mother and his family and the dream that he'd had about his homeland. And so he's telling this story, and it came as a song to Rechampa. O Lord compassionate, thou the immutable, permit this mendicant but once again to see his home in the wretched glen of Tsa. Though of wealth not much remaineth, yet there are these to cause anxiety. My house called column 4 and pillars 8, I fain would see it be fallen in ruin. My library of sacred scriptures, I fain would see it be ruined or not. My well-known field, the Worma triangle, I fain would see it be overgrown with weeds or not. My mother, the vessel that held my form, I fain would see if she be yet alive in health. Mine only sister, Peta Gunkit, I fain would know she has strayed or not. My Sese, who was betrothed to me in youth, I fain would see if she be fit to wed. My neighbor and mine uncle, Yungyal, I fain would see if he still liveth. My cruel aunt, the tiger demon, I fain would see if she be dead or not. My family pastor, Kunchog Labum, I fain would know if he liveth now or not. And more than all, my dear old mother, I long to see her, oh so anxiously. The anguish now hath grown unbearable. Therefore I beg thee, Lord, let me go home but once, and quickly I'll return. And so Marpa replied to him, he said, my son, when first thou didst come here, don't mind me, my book's from the 1920s. When first thou didst come here to me, thou didst say that thou shouldst have no reason to yearn for thy relatives or home. But now thou yearnest for many things besides. Even though thou went to go home, it's not likely that thou wouldst find thy mother alive. And as for the others, thou canst not be quite sure of finding any of them in good health. Thou hast passed some years in U and Sung, and here also thou hast been for these many years. But if thou desire to go, I grant thy appeal. Thou count on coming back. Know that finding me in sleep, when thou didst come to address me, is an omen that we two shall not meet again in this life. But the rays of the rising sun shining upon my dwelling house is a sign that thou wilt be a shining light among the Buddhist hierarchies, and that thou wilt glorify thy faith. And the sun's rays enhaloing my head is a sign that this sect of meditative Kargyupas will flourish and spread far and wide. Further, Demema's bringing in the morning meal, just then showeth thou wilt be sustained by spiritual food. Now I can let thee go. Demema, deck the altar with offerings.
Thank you, Sally. Great. Okay, next. Rodifu, you ready?
Hello, no, not yet. I don't
Okay.
have any text. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
I like to listen you.
Okay, Marilyn, are you ready?
Well, I didn't pick one out, but I'll open my book randomly and do it that way.
Oh,
Is that okay, or would you rather I not?
yes, yes.
Okay, just a minute. Okay. In the white rock lofty meadow palace, Milarepa's meditation goes well. Without fixation or attachment, both moving and staying go well. Free from sickness, my body is well. Not falling asleep, my posture goes well. Not thinking, my samadhi goes well. Not getting old, my kadai goes well. Undiminished, my yogic discipline goes well. Not making an effort, my harvesting goes well. Not being distracted, my solitude goes well. These are the ways of conducting my body. The vehicle of skillful means and knowledge goes well. The practice of unity of upati and sampennakrama goes well. Prana being free from coming and going, my mind is well. Without friends to converse with, giving up conversation goes well. These are ways of conducting my speech. Free from grasping, the view goes well. Without interruption, meditation goes well. Without being reticent, action goes well. Without hope and fear, the fruition goes well. These are the ways of conducting my mind. Unchanging and without thought, luminosity goes well. In the realm of pure great bliss, I am well. In a space open to unobstructed arising, I am well. This is a little song of complete well-being. Having sung this song of experience, the oral instructions of escape from my mouth, here view and action are united, henceforth for those who wish to attain enlightenment. If you practice like this. And that's a good one for me. I really, randomly, it just came up. Thanks.
Thank you, Marilyn. Wonderful. So next then, Kat, do you have?
I do. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank
One
you.
moment. This is when Milarepa he was meditating during the summer of this in the south of Sri Mountain, and he had a dream, and a woman who he later said was a Dakini came to him and said one of his destined disciples will approach him and to recognize him as such and give this disciple a piece, one of the 8 pieces of his heart. So then the young man came to him and didn't recognize Milarepa for what he was, who he was. And so in order to prove who he was, Milarepa floated across the river, and the soon-to-be disciple was amazed, and Milarepa responded with this: "Well then, my handsome young man, if you want to know, then listen here," referring to who he is. "Do you know who I am or not? If you don't know who I am Milarepa. My board was Lower Gongtang. I did studies in Ulamsong, beginning with the father all the way to Runtang Laga. I've had 10 gurus, very kind. The dharma I received from them was the early school tantras. They had high understanding of the Dharma view, in particular in the presence of Lajie Nomchang. I received the fierce mantra of red and black-faced Rahula. Though he was learned in this tradition of practice, he could not quite cut my mistaken perceptions. Then the one who was blessed by Milarepa and Lord Nova, who was introduced to the mother-like dharmata of mind and mastered the key points of the body's interdependence. He resides at the site of Lo Kuptir, it was said, renowned from afar, this Father Lotswa. Just hearing his name, my ears don't end, feeling it to his presence. When I saw his face, my outlook instantly changed. That he was the one from the fierce Lord, that venerable who was so offering no wealth. So with body speech I served by crushing rocks. I heard the profound tantra of Kavajra. In particular, I received Naropa's path of mean, Chakrasamvara, who's endowed with a blessing. I received all the writings for Abhishek. The Dharma of Mahamudra was pointed.
Cat is gone, right?
Yeah, I think she dropped.
Oh, she drove the wall. Okay, then who's next?
Oh,
Singer.
I'm here. Sorry.
Oh,
Yes, it was very
Did you hear any?
it was hard to hear for me.
I heard most of it. It was a little choppy, but I heard most of it.
Yeah.
Cat, do you get back? Yeah.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me okay now or no? Not really.
Some can hear yes, no, great.
It was almost done. I
Okay.
have to. Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
I can hear you.
that's good.
Okay.
Mhm.
For practice, I meditated on Nadi, Prana, and Bindu and attained mastery of the points of prana and mind. I therefore am a yogi of space. The four inner elements are thoroughly mixed. I have no fear of the outer element of water. Before, I was merely testing you out. My monastery is Galgi Shri Mountain. This morning I came from upper Kongtong, and tonight it's not certain where I shall wander. This is the way for a yogi like me. Young man, be happy and go where you please. And then the disciple, his faith grew stronger and tears flowed freely. And that is it. Thank you.
Thank you, Cat. Wonderful. Anyone?
Hello, touchy the leg, everybody. Hello, Khenpo. I have one. Can I?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Okay, this song was sung to a young, well-dressed girl who offered asking Milarepa about his father and mother, brothers and sisters. Father inquired, but do you also have any samsara companions, sons, and belongings? Milarepa then sang in reply. At first, my experience in samsara seemed most pleasant and delightful. Later, I learned about its lesson. In the end, I found the devil's prison. They are my thoughts and feelings on samsara, so I made up my mind to renounce it. At first, one friend is like a smiling angel. Later, she turns into a fierce, exasperated woman. But in the end, a demon is she. There are many thoughts and feelings on companions. So I made up my mind to renounce a friend. At first, the sweet boy smiled, a bay of heaven. Later, he makes trouble with the neighbors. In the end, he is my creator and foe. They are my thoughts and feeling about children. So I renounce both sons and nephews. At first, money is like the wishing, fulfilling gem. Later, one cannot do it without it. In the end, one feels a penniless beggar. They are my thoughts and feelings about money. So I renounce both wealth and goods. When I think of this experience, I cannot help but practice dharma. When I think of dharma, I cannot help but offer it to others. When death approaches, I should then have no regrets. The end. Thank you.
Thank you, Lidaya.
Yes.
Beautiful. Next. Imiya is ready. I think Imala.
Dojite,
You're welcome. Thank you.
I search in Google and this song came up. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So Milarepa songs to Lady Palder Boom. Then she said, "Dear teacher, I have done nothing at all to prepare for my next life. Now I'm going to do so. Please, out of your great compassion, take care of me and give me meditation instructions." Milarepa with delight and replied, "If you practice the Dharma sincerely in my tradition, you do not need to change your name. One awakens with a full head of hair. You do not have to cut your hair or make any other changes." He sang this song with 4 examples and 5 points about meditation and mind practice. Ah, Lady Palder Boom, fortunate and devoted student, take the sky as an example. Practice with any sense of limit or positions. Take the sun and the moon as examples. Practice without any sense of clarity or distortion. Take these mountains as examples. Practice without any sense of movement or change. Take the great ocean as example. Practice without any sense of depth of surface. To bring out mind, practice without any doubt or hesitation. Showing her how to set and direct her mind, he set her to practice. She had good experiences in her meditation and presented this song to clear away doubts and impediments. Ah, treasure Lord, perfect expression of awakened form. I was happy practicing with the sky, but a little uneasy about bringing clouds into the practice. Please give me instruction on practicing with clouds. I'm happy practicing with the sun and the moon, but a little uneasy about bringing stars and planets into the practice. Please give me instruction on practicing with stars and planets. I'm happy to practice with the mountain, but a little uneasy about bringing in grass and trees. Please give me instruction on practicing with grass and trees. I am happy practicing with the ocean, but a little uneasy about bringing waves into the practice. Please give me instruction on practicing with the waves. I was happy to practice with the mind, but a little unease about bringing thoughts into the practice. Please give me instruction on practicing with the thoughts. Milarepa thought that her practice was productive and I was delighted. In response to her request, he sang this song about removing. All right. Impediments and enhancing the practice. Ah, Lady Palder Boom, listen, fortunate and devoted student. If you're happy practicing with the sky, clouds are the sky magical creations. Be the sky itself. If you're happy practicing with the sun and the moon, planets and stars are their magical creations. Be the sun and moon. If you're happy practicing with the mountains, grass and trees are the mountain's magical creations. Be the mountain itself. If you're happy practicing with the ocean, waves are ocean magical creations. Be the ocean itself. If you're happy practicing with the mind, thoughts are the mind's magical creation. Be the mind itself. When she practices with this instruction, she came to a clear understanding of the nature of pure being. Later, she went to the Dakini limbs in her own body, accompanied by the sounds of the cymbals. The end.
Wonderful. Thank you, Emila.
Tojije, Genla,
Tojije.
Very good, Emily. Thank you.
Yes. Lame, are you ready? Laming, we hear your voice.
Well, Khenpo, I don't have the text with me, but I remember that those ghosts come to get Milarepa, and Milarepa just told the ghost that he's not afraid of them, and then the ghost was very frustrated because Milarepa was not afraid of them. And then he said that I don't care, and then they just disappear. And I really like the story. That's all I remember.
Okay. Great, Lame, you did a good job.
Thank you, Khenpo. But I really like Emily's the part, really, really inspiring. Thank you.
Yes, that song is very popular or powerful.
Yeah, very beautiful too. Yeah, very beautiful. Thank you. Good teaching.
Yes. Okay. Next, David, do you have a song?
Yes, I have a song.
Yes, please.
Okay. And Reluca, you'll find this interesting. I picked the same song as Reluca, just a different translation. So
actually, Debbie, that's why I said we are both Libras. But you know, I have the book in French, and now when I read it, I translated myself. You know.
You did beautifully. That's how I knew it was mine. Perfect.
Okay.
So it's called The Song of Mahamudra. And according to this, it was Milarepa was replying to the challenge raised by 3 scholars. At the time I'm meditating on Mahamudra, I rest without struggle in an actual real being. I rest relaxed in a free from wandering space. I rest in a clarity cradled in emptiness space. I rest in awareness, and this is blissful space. I rest unruffled in non-conceptual space. In variety space, I rest in equipoise. And resting like this is native mind itself. A wealth of certainty manifests endlessly without even trying. Self-luminous mind is at work, not stuck in expecting results. I'm doing okay. No dualism, no hopes and fears. Ho hey, delusion is wisdom. Now that's being cheerful and bright. Delusion transformed into wisdom. Now that's all right.
Good. Thank you, Devi.
Thank you, Raluca. Beautiful translation you did.
Thank you, Devi.
Next, Sandra, are you ready?
Yes, I guess I can read one. There's a very long chapter called A Woman's Role in the Dharma. And so I'm only going to read a part of it. So Milarepa comes across a woman, a young woman, and she says, go to my house, you know, I'll be there in a minute. I'm going to make an offering to you. And when he goes there, he meets her grandmother, who's really mean to Milarepa at first. And then the young woman shows up and says, what's happening here? You know, why is my grandmother crying? Because he made the grandmother, feel ashamed of herself. She kind of got a feeling of the mistakes. If she doesn't like focus on meditation and do something meaningful in her life, she's going to pass away without accomplishing anything. So she realizes she's wasted her time and she starts crying. So the young girl comes upon them at that point, and she starts to say, what have you done to my grandmother? And the grandmother says, he didn't do anything, you know. And she says, okay, both of you are so very wonderful. Are you the great yogi Milarepa? By merely meeting you, I shall have accumulated a great deal of merit. If you would kindly tell us your lineage, it will inspire us and also other disciples. It will certainly change our hearts, so please do relate it for me. And Milarepa thought, this is a well-gifted woman. She will become a good disciple of mine. And so he sang, the omnipresent Dharmakaya is Buddha Samantabhadra. The majestic Sambhogakaya is Buddha, the thunderbolt holder. The savior of sentient beings is the Nirmanakaya, Gautama Buddha. One may find the teachings of all the three Buddhas in my lineage. Such is the lineage of this yogi. Will you entrust yourself to it? And she says, your lineage is indeed superb. It is what the snow mountain is to rivers, the original source of all merit. I have heard people say that you, the followers of Dharma, have a so-called outer pointing guru, and that by relying on him, one will be able to observe and see inwardly. The so-called uncreated Dharmakaya. What kind of guru do you have? Who is your primary guru? Milarepa replied, I will sing a short song to explain the qualifications of a genuine guru. The guru who indicates the true knowledge from without is your outer guru. The guru who elucidates the awareness of mind within is your inner guru. The guru who illuminates the nature of your mind is your real guru. I am a yogi who has all three gurus. Is there a disciple here who wishes to be faithful to them? And she says, these gurus are extraordinary. It is just like a string of gems on a golden chain. But before we bespeak the teachings from them, what kind of initiations are required? And Milarepa sang, the vase placed on your head is the outer initiation. The proof of the identity of self-body is the body of Buddha, is the inner initiation. The illumination of the self-recognition of mind essence is the real initiation. I am a yogi who has attained all three. Is there a disciple here who wishes to attain them? So it goes on and on. I think I'll stop there. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. Wonderful. Okay, so next then.
Khenpo, I have one. I have one more, Khenpo.
Okay.
That's to Rechampa, the same one that Sally had talked about earlier. Is
Yes.
that okay? Okay. Well, Rechampa, you know, wanted to go to Tibet to see his family. And so he kept harking on and on again and again. And then Milarepa, after all of the songs that Sally shared with us, he was trying to dissuade him from going, by saying it's not the right time yet to leave his guru. So he kept pressing, Rechampa kept pressing until Milarepa sang this song. Okay. It is good for you, the white lion on the mountain, to stay high and never go deep in the valley, lest your beautiful mane be sullied. To keep it in good order, you should remain on the high snow mountain, Rechampa. Hearken to my words today. It is good for you, the great eagle high on the rocks, to perch and never fall into a pit, lest your mighty wings be damaged. To keep them in good order, you should remain in the high hills. Rechampa, hearken to your guru's words. It is good for you, the jungle tiger, to stay in the deep forest. If you rove about the plain, you will lose your dignity. To keep your splendor in perfection in the forest, you should remain. Rechampa, hearken to your guru's words. It is good for you, the golden-eyed fish, to swim in the central seas. If you swim too close to the shore, you will be in a net, be caught. You should remain in the deep waters. Rechampa, hearken to your guru's words. It is good for you, Rechampa of Gungtang, for you to stay in hermitages. If you wander in different places, your experiences and realizations will dim. To protect and cultivate devotion, you should remain in the mountains. Rechampa, hearken to your guru's words. Thank you.
Thank you, Ati. Great.
I also have another one if it's good to follow Artis, if it's okay.
Okay, sure, ADG.
Okay. This here's Rechampa and Repa were on their way to find Milarepa to invite him to return back to Tibet. And then on their way, they ran into some bandits, but they cried out and said, "We are yogis." And the bandit said, "You're not a real yogi. Only Milarepa is a real yogi. He's the one whom poisoned arrows cannot harm, fire cannot burn, and water cannot drown. When one throws him over a cliff, he flies up again. He even refused the invitation of the king of Koko." Then Rechampa told the bandits that it was just for the sake of finding that Milarepa that they came to this place. So the bandits guided them to Milarepa's abode. And then when they got there, they bowed down to him and asked, "How have you fared, dear Guru? How is your health?" And the Jetson replied, "I am very well indeed. Let me tell you how well I am." And then he sang this song. Of course, I can't sing, so I'll read it. "This is a place where flowers bloom and many kinds of trees dance and sway. The birds here sing their tuneful melodies and monkeys gambol in the woods. It is pleasant and delightful to stay here alone. Truly, this is a quiet and peaceful place. With my guru above my head, it is joyful here to meditate. It is pleasant here to enjoy the inner heat. It is happy here to practice the illusory body, the spontaneous liberation from all worldly desires. Happy is the melting away of the dream of confusion. Joyous is the absorption in the great illumination. Happy is the sight of the dark blindness leaving. Joyful it is to become Buddha himself without practicing transformation yoga. It is happy to realize completely the true nature of Bardo and to remain in the transcendental realm of the great bliss. Your father finds so much happiness and pleasure in enjoying his invaluable blessings, the joy of eating luscious fruits grown on the mountain and drinking sweet, cool water from the springs. Reflect upon my words and you will understand my meaning. Were you robbed, my sons, by bandits on your way here? If so, credit it to your previous karma. You should realize that no money means no foe. Never, O my sons, hoard or pile up wealth. If you tame your mind, you will have no foe. Never, O my children, hold hate in your hearts. If you can tame your mind, you will have no foe. Look up to the face of Buddha. If your compassion ever grows, you will have no enemy. My sons, you should regard others as dearer than yourself. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Idiji. Yes. Next.
I have another short one, but if other people are waiting,
Yes, go ahead, please.
Shall I go ahead? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know where this one came from, but it's Milarepa's song on emptiness, meditation, and action. An image of a sun enthroned in the heavens, radiating 1,000 beams of light. Were one to shine bright rays of love upon all beings, how excellent. An image of a kingly eagle gliding high in space, were one's mind to glide without grasping in the space of truth itself, clear and void. How excellent. An image of fresh white clouds, bright, pure, and drifting freely, were one to build clear, blissful meditation in the perfect mystic mandala. How excellent. An image of gray wind blowing forcefully through the sky, were one to maintain an energy flow always beneficial to others. How excellent. The best of spiritual practices, never artificial. How excellent. An image of the vast sky everywhere free of obscuration. Where the song on emptiness, meditation, and action without hindrance to benefit the world. How excellent.
So beautiful, beautiful.
It's nice one.
Thank you,
Short
Linda.
and sweet.
Thank you, Linda.
Oh,
Great.
yeah.
Okay, next.
Khenpo, have you prepared also a song in Tibetan? I'm asking.
Oh, I'm preparing, but no time to share. So you go ahead first.
Khenpo is Milarepa.
Okay, then next who is? Susan, do you have?
Good evening, Khenpo.
Good evening.
Yes, I have one. It's not the text I think that y'all are using, but I actually had chosen the same thing that Debbie and I think Lydia or Raluca chose. The
Oh,
song
you all chose the same
Mahamudra,
song.
but I'll try to sing it. Is that if
Okay,
that's okay?
that's great. Yes.
At the time I'm meditating on Mahamudra, I rest without struggle in actual real being. I rest relaxed in a free from wandering space. I rest in a clarity cradled in emptiness space. I rest in awareness, and this is blissful space. I rest unruffled in non-conceptual space. In variety space, I rest in equipoise. And resting like this is native mind itself. A wealth of certainty manifests endlessly. Without even trying, self-luminous mind is at work. Not stuck in expecting results, I'm doing okay. No dualism, no hopes and fears, ho hey. Delusion as wisdom, now that's being cheerful and bright. Delusion transformed into wisdom, now that's all right. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Great.
I liked it, Susan. I liked it. I liked it how you sang it.
Thank you.
Very beautiful voice. Very beautiful. Thank you.
That was beautiful. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you. I was very fortunate to learn a lot of these songs from Khenpo Tsotrang Gyatso Rinpoche years ago. And I have a compilation of all of these songs that that we learned at my Dharma Center way back in the early 2000s, but hardly anybody sings them anymore. Anyway, it's fun. I get real emotional and excited to sing them. So thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Susan. Danny, Arnold or Danny, do you have a song?
You're on mute, Diane.
You're on mute. You're still on mute, Diane. Arnold.
Thank you. Okay, so I love Milarepa. And this, I don't know if it's a song, but it's attributed to him. It is difficult to meet success in the effort to ensure one's own spiritual welfare, even without seeking to benefit others. If you seek another's spiritual welfare before attaining your own, it would be like a helplessly drowning man trying to save another man in the same predicament. Therefore, one should not be too anxious and hasty in setting out to save oneself before one has oneself realized truth in its fullness. That would be like the blind leading the blind. As long as the sky endures, there will be no dearth of sentient beings for you to serve, and your opportunity would be like a helplessly drowning man trying to save another man in the same predicament. Therefore, one should not be too anxious and hasty in setting out to save others before one has oneself realized truth in its fullness. That would be like the blind leading the blind. As long as the skies, did I just read this? There will be no dearth of sentient beings for you to serve. Your opportunity for such service will come. Until it does, I exhort each one of you to keep but one resolve, namely to attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all living creatures. Milarepa, quote number 3748. Thank you.
Thank you. Danny. Danny, right? Danny or Diane?
Diane.
Diane. Thank you, Diane.
Okay.
Okay, so next, then who is?
Hello?
Hello, yes.
So I did some Googling, and this is what I found, and this is the one I liked because I felt it fit in well with what we have been working on recently. So the 3 kinds of confidence in genuine reality. At the feet of Marpa the translator, I bow. From meditating here and there in natural retreats, I've gained confidence that there is no arising. This swept away my taking past and future lives as two, exposed all 6 realms' appearances as false, and cut right through believing all too much in birth and death. I've gained confidence in everything as equal. This swept away my taking happiness and grief as two, exposed the ups and downs of feelings as false, and cut believing there are some to have and some to shun. In inseparability I've gained confidence, and swept away samsara and nirvana seen as two, exposed the exercise of paths and levels as false, and cut right through believing all too much in hope and fear. The end.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wonderful. Good. The next. Good.
Khenpo, I got one.
Yes, please. You mute.
Sorry, I got one here. I'm Ong, I'm from Singapore, and I've heard this many years ago, and I just Googled it, and it kind of reminded me, bring back the memories. This is when Milarepa was sitting in meditation. A frightened deer dashed by following a raven hound. By the power of his loving kindness and compassion, Milarepa made them lie down, one on each side of another, and then preached to them. Then came the fierce and proud huntsman, Chirawa Khenpo Droje, who was enraged by the sight of Jetson and shot an arrow at him, but missed. Milarepa sang this song to him, and his heart began to turn to Dharma. Then the hunter saw that Milarepa was living an external life, and great faith rose in him. He wished then to practice Dharma after talking to his family, but Jetson warned him that his present meritorious thought might change, and he sang this song. Hearken, hearken, huntsman. Though the thunder crashes, it is but empty sound. Though the rainbow is richly colored, it would soon fade away. The pleasures of this world are like dream-like visions. The one enjoys them, they are the source of sin. Though all we may see seem to be eternal, it will soon fall to pieces and will disappear. Yesterday, perhaps one had enough or more. All today is gone and nothing left. Last year one was alive. This year one dies. Good food turns into poison, and the beloved companion turns into a foe. Harsh words and complaints requite. Goodwill and gratitude. Your sin hurts no one but yourself. Amongst 100 hates, you value most your own. In all 10 fingers, if one is cut, you feel the pain. Among all things you value, yourself is valued most. The time has come for you to help yourself. Life flees fast. Soon death will knock upon your door. It is foolish, therefore, one's devotion to postpone. What else can loving kinsmen do but throw one into samsara? To strive for happiness hereafter is more important than to seek it now. The time has come for you to rely upon the Guru. The time has come to practice Dharma. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ong. Okay, so next, wonderful, the songs. I like that one. Lidaya.
Can I do another one?
Yes.
I wish I could sing like Susan, but I'll try my best, okay?
Okay.
I have to off my camera so I get closer to the reading. Okay. For the benefit of sentient beings, please tell us now about suffering of the hungry ghosts. In reply, Milarepa sang. Hungry ghosts, seeing all form as foes, run from each successive terror. Wild beasts fight and eat each other. Who of them is to blame? The suffering of hungry ghosts grow from their stinginess, like a rat in he who fails to give alms when he is rich, begrudge food when he has plenty, gives no food to others, but checks them over, counts and stores them, discontent day and night. At the time of death, he sees that his hard-earned wealth will be enjoyed by others, Caught in bardo by the agony of loss, as a hungry ghost, he lives his life. Due to his delusion thoughts, he suffered thirst and hunger. When he sees his goods enjoyed by others, he is tormented by avarice and hate. Again and again will he thus fall down to hell. I, the great yogi or strength, now sing for you, the host of angry ghosts, dear sons and disciples here assembled. Think on my words and meditate with perseverance. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, leader. Thanks very much. Great. Leader, yeah. Okay, so then next, anyone else?
I have one. Suzanne, this is sung by Khenpo Sutrang Gyatso, your teacher also. So I'm going to try to sing it. Okay. A song on awakening the heart. I bow at the feet of the genuine Guru, because of merit gathered, I've met this Lord. The Guru with his prophecy is what has brought me here. My comfortable castle, this wooded mountain range. This is a meadowland, so beautiful in bloom. The trees are dancing in the midst of all the trees. This is a place of play, where the monkeys and the langurs play. A place where birds speak in bird-like tongues. A land of flying bees on gentle wings, where day runs into night and rainbow paintings shine. Summer runs into winter, a light drizzle falls. Autumn runs into springtime. The mist comes rolling in. In a solitary place like this, I, the yogi Milarepa, am feeling very clear light well, meditating on emptiness mind. When I get a lot of stuff coming up, I feel extremely well. When the highs roll into lows, feels even better still. Feels so good to be a human being without the karmic deeds. When confusion gets complicated, I feel extremely well. Fearsome visions getting worse and worse, feels even better still. Places birth and death and freedom from those is a good way to feel. With the bullies getting worse and worse, I feel extremely well. When there's not a painful illness in sight, feels even better still. The suffering being bliss feels so good that feeling that feels good. Since the truth comes from what I am, it feels extremely good. To leap and run about is dance, feels even better still. To be a king of speech with a treasury of song feels good. That the words are like the buzzing of bees feels extremely good. That the sound it makes is merit collecting feels even better still. The bliss of good in the expanse of the confidence of strength of mind. What develops on its own by its own force feels extremely good. What comes out looking like a hodgepodge feels even better still. This happy experience song by a yogi carefree is for you who believe in what you're doing here, to take along with you when you go. That's it. Dedicated Khenpo.
Thank you, Melissa. Wonderful. Okay, so now we finish the time, right?
Genla, I have one quote from Milarepa. May I?
Sure.
Milarepa said, when you run after your thoughts, you're like a dog chasing a stick. Every time a stick is thrown, you run after it. Instead, be like a lion who, rather than chasing after the stick, turns to face the thrower. One only throws a stick at the lion once.
Great. Okay. So now then we go back to the Milarepa's mantra. Continue tomorrow. Om An Guru Hasan Benza Hong. 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 The enlightened body of the Gypsy Yepa Dorje and my mind makes without duality beyond elaboration. Like water bubble dissolve into water, evenly rest in the state without concepts. Gypsy Yepa Dorje go. Ransen dai ni mi di chalai chawara tambadar mi ngang de nyambar ya. We meditate here. By this virtue, may I safely accomplish Mahamudra. Then may I establish all wandering being without exception upon that ground. Gewan de nyorde da saja chembo druv yorne drowa jejang maleba de salangu barjo. Lord Mala, laughing Varjara, to you I pray. Lord Mala, laughing Varjara, to you I pray. Jemala Jeba Dorjela Sorwind so. Jemala Jeba Dorjela Sorwind so. Jemala Jeba Dorjela Sorwind so. Thank you, everyone. Good evening.
Thank you, Khenpo. Good evening.
This is great. It's so inspiring.
Thank you,
It was
Khenpo.
fun.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Good morning.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Good evening.